That's interesting because even the larger people are anyway pampered by the banks, isn't it?
That's
So it's really the smaller people who get turned away or not much attention is given to them. When you talk about, managing the documentation, managing, the invoice, etc., does that also help an individual? Because one of the issues, at least that I've seen with a lot of young entrepreneurs, I'm not talking about big companies, but small young entrepreneurs, is that who may have just started a consulting service somewhere, is that, how do I manage my GST? How do I manage XYZ? While, of course, in India, we are way ahead of many other jurisdictions in the whole digital infrastructure space. But from a person's point of view, there is still that fear that, oh, it's complicated. What if I get it wrong? What if I'm receiving money from abroad? Is it okay? Do I need another license, etc., etc.? So do you take care of all of that as well?
Yeah, so we do this in two ways. One, when somebody signs up on Skydo, they can now do everything from raising an invoice, and we also are e-invoicing enabled, which means that if somebody is going to be above the 5 CR per annum threshold, then they have to necessarily raise a e-invoice, and this threshold has come down from 25 crores to 5 crores in various steps, and is likely to go all the way down to 50 lakhs. So very soon, in a couple of years maybe, everybody who's doing even a reasonable business is actually going to have to raise an e-invoice. So our systems are e-invoicing compliant. So somebody can come into Skydo and raise an invoice in a few simple steps. And it's a beautiful invoice with your logo and everything, and you don't have to pay for this software. It's just part of the payments platform. This invoice also allows you to then use the right Skydo account, embed it into the invoice itself, so that you don't make a mistake of choosing a Euro account for a US customer, for example, right? So the invoice automatically picks the right account number based on the country code of the customer you're adding. Then we actually have a payment reminder system. So you can automatically set reminders to your customer to pay you, and it's a lot less personal and offensive for a system to remind someone to pay, rather than you actually WhatsApping or emailing or calling and saying hey, can you make the payment. So a lot of customers who are using our platform now like this payment reminder option. Then once the payments come in, we obviously give them the tracking, as well as we provide them the foreign inward remittance advice, which is a very important document for exporters to have, because that's the proof that you actually got this payment for a legitimate business service or a product. And it's important for your tax filing. It's important for claiming any subsidies that you may be applicable or you may be eligible for. And finally, we also provide all of this information in an easily downloadable format, like I said earlier. This is one way. So our workflow is itself, compliant with GST as well as, foreign inward remittance guidelines. So that's the one way in which we help new exporters. The second way in which we help is we have a, very rich blog section, on skydo.com, where we actually talk about each and every one of these topics. So there are articles that talk about, how do you incorporate? I'm a freelancer. Do I even need to incorporate? Can I just not get money into my savings account? If I, I'm a remote worker working for a company globally, and I get my, payment from this company every month in foreign currency, should I be getting this as a service, provider or a contractor, or should I be getting this payment as an employee? What are the pros and cons? What tax forms can I fill? And various such questions have been answered in our blog in a very comprehensive manner. We also provide CA, CPA, ask me anything service. So a lot of customers also, keep asking us through our support channels, these questions, and we don't charge anything for answering them through a CA and a CPA who are associated with our company, who can answer this both from an India tax perspective and a global tax perspective. So these are the 2-3 ways in which we actually try to help customers on these what you rightly said, complicated topics for new entrepreneurs.